let's talk about inspections. I think that's one big thing that our clients are always a little bit confused about or nervous about, whatever the case may be.
Well, in my experience, one of the things is buyers are always wondering, what is the seller required to fix? And the answer is nothing. The seller does not have to fix anything. They don't have to repair anything. They don't have to give credits for anything. Now, something might get called on the appraisal report. That's a whole different conversation. But when we're talking about actual inspections, just going in knowing that at some point the inspections might just be for your knowledge.
The other thing too that people don't realize, or maybe they take to heart a little too much, is when they see on a listing or in the private notes or on Zillow, whatever, it says sold as is. And I think the thing that people need to realize is that technically in California, every property is sold as is.
Correct.
That doesn't mean that you can't do inspections. That doesn't
Correct.
mean that you can't ask for repairs. The seller has every right to say no.
Correct.
If you go in and you find, okay, well, there's a couple thousand in electrical, maybe there's a couple thousand in plumbing, maybe the roof needs to be worked on a little bit, whatever it is, you can ask for all of those things, but the seller has the full right to say, no, I'm not doing any of that.
Usually sellers want to sell their house. So there is some sort of negotiating. But the thing in my experience that we need to remind our buyers is that there are two things we're looking for: health concerns and safety concerns. A seller is not going to say, oh, sure, here's $10,000 because you don't like my paint color. That's not how it works.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're looking for, like you said, are there leaky pipes? Is there something wrong with the roof? Maybe there's an exposed wire. What are the health and safety concerns? And then on the listing side, making sure we're preparing our sellers, hey, listen, no house is going to be perfect. Even a brand new house is going to have things that are wrong with it. And preparing our sellers and having both sides be educated. You know, you might be expected to do $500 in electric repair. Is it worth it to you to do that to get the house sold? Every property is going to have something.
Every property is going to have something.
On.
In most cases, yes, they will be flexible about certain things. Sometimes it's just a hard no, and no matter what. And that's a different thing that we have to navigate, but that's what we're here for. But you can ask for credits instead of repairs. You can ask for the repairs to be done before the close of escrow. There are a number of ways you can go about this, but the key is to be realistic. We don't want to come through after an inspection report and ask for $50,000 in repairs. Again, we can do whatever we want.
But that seller's going to laugh in your face.
That seller's going to laugh in your face.
Let's be honest.
Now, if there are $50,000 worth of repairs, if it needs a totally brand new roof, if the HVAC system is shot, if the foundation is shot, like maybe you just shouldn't be buying that house. But that's also what inspections are for. And that gives you the opportunity to really dig deep and see some of the things that you didn't see during the first initial walkthrough.
Right.
And that gives you the opportunity to say, okay, I still want to move forward with this. I would be more comfortable if we could take care of these things beforehand.
Right.
Or if I could get a bit of a credit to help take care of these things
right.
after I move into the property.
Which is usually what we recommend to our buyers.
Oh, 100%.
You know, there are some things that are cut and dry. You know, there might be an exposed wire that's live and you want to make sure it's not live. Great, no problem. But if you want to make sure that repairs are done to your specifications, I always recommend take the money and hire the person you want to have it done. That way there's no questions that it was done to your liking as the buyer.
These reports can be intimidating, 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
You and I have renovated every single house that we've lived in. I have a construction background. You've done a lot of this work yourself. You know, I grew up in a construction family. My father was an electrician. My uncle was a plumber. My grandfather was a carpenter. I mean, I'm used to that stuff. I grew up around it.
But it's okay if we have buyers that are not comfortable like that.
Exactly, and that's kind of my point. That's what we're here for, is to help explain and walk through this. So I think the other thing to understand is, yes, we're going to send you the inspection report, obviously, but we're not just going to send you the inspection report and say, okay, figure it out, let me know what you want to do.
We will review it.
We'll review it line by line with you, and we'll go through and talk about what these things mean.
Right, and I think one of the things that, you know, especially after COVID, and there were so many shortened investigation periods and so much confusion around inspections and what should I do, just know that your right as a buyer is that you can do whatever inspections you want. I encourage our buyers to do as many inspections as they can. And if you have questions about your options, that's why Josh and I are here. One of our things that we love the most about our buyers and with our sellers is just being a part of the education process. If you are thinking of selling and you want a pre-listing investigation, call us. We will connect you with some wonderful inspectors. If you're a buyer and you're not quite sure what the contingency periods even are, that's what we're here. Call us. We'd love to help.
Yep, call us, DM, drop a comment below this video. Our information will be at the end on the screen. We're here anytime you need. See you next time.
Bye.